What's up, stream? Welcome to the very first Anthem Community Podcast. And it's your host, V Privilege. We've got Kudos, Paul Namek, and Fetus Status here. I want to just introduce what we're going to be doing on the Community Podcast. We're going to talk about Anthem every single week, talk about updates, and we're also going to try to create a community revolving around EA's, BioWare's Anthem. Other than that, everybody, introduce yourselves.
Who wants to go first?
You.
I'll go first. Hey everybody, I'm So Kudos. I'm a Mixer streamer, Twitch streamer, Twitter.
Twitter God.
Yeah, right. Let's go with that. And yeah, I'm pretty interesting. You're welcome.
What? Why'd you have like a pop streamer thing come out in the background?
Hashtag Wild Bills.
Okay, who's next? Go. Somebody steal the spotlight.
My name is Fetus Status. You also may know me as Fetus. I am basically a YouTuber. I dabble in Twitch. And when it comes to the content I do, it's like
hey, Paul, talk or tap your mic.
Yeah, tap your mic.
Everybody tap mics.
In terms of my content, I do stuff like Let's Plays, funny moments, montages, and if I do a playthrough of a story for a game, it's mostly like a mixture between the style of Let's Play and funny moments, just to keep that energy, keep that energy up.
Paul and Alex, remember your chats are gonna mess up those webcams if you don't just make a little noise.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties, guys. We're just trying to figure out this whole Skype podcast thing. Skype is
check one.
There you go. There's everybody back in order. Okay. By the way, just to update chat really quick, Fetus Stats that was just talking, he's in the bottom right now. Paul Namek is in his right spot. Kudos is over on the top right, and then obviously me. I'm gonna stay in the right spot, but that's only because I'm running and hosting it. So yeah.
I think this would be better for my following anyways, like if Fetus stays in my spot.
Okay. So, really quick, we do have a partner for the community podcast right now, and we're hosting a giveaway with Techni Sport chairs. We've got a Techni Sport chair that we're going to be giving away. And I just want you all to know that link is going to be down below in the description, or you can also comment !Anthem into the chat to enter into that giveaway. It will give you a link. So, it'll direct you over to Techni Sport's website. Paul, introduce yourself.
All right, this is Paul Namek.
Paul Namek,
also known as Paul, P-A-W, not P-A-U-L. I am a gaming channel that's mainly on entertainment. I do some playthroughs. I do some, montages or some, things about different funny moments. And I'm also big into fitness. So it's kind of this, kind of that, and they all somehow, some way tie together. And you just gotta watch to find that out for yourself.
So, what I like to think of it as is like what to do while you're gaming and what to do when you're not gaming.
Straight up, like during Twitch streams, you will come to see some curls in between.
Some curls in between.
Some push-ups in between wins.
Hey, keep that TOS safe. No taking your shirt off on stream. Okay.
What?
Got it.
What?
Nah, that's not fair.
Nah, not allowed.
That's not fair.
But I also I want to also just surprise the chat for anybody that's coming over here from my YouTube channel and my following. Surprisingly enough, Paul Namek is actually my brother. You all aren't going to believe me, but he's actually my brother. So
yeah, we can see it, now that you said it. You all have the same type of glasses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Cody, you have his dreads. Paul has your goatee, beard combo. I see it.
We got this long piece of paper here with a whole bunch of Anthem beta codes on it. We're gonna be giving these away during stream. I don't know. Should we give away one now?
Of course.
Let's do it.
Of course.
I mean, the people who waited around to see us, they deserve something. Let's do it.
Cool.
Not
Awesome.
now, but right now.
So.
This stream, bro. You're kind of not wrong.
Okay. Type in. Okay, really quickly. Type in exclamation point enter into the chat. Anybody that wants to enter in for this. Also, I really quickly want to shout out to the people that have just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Thank you guys so much. That's awesome.
Yay! You said exclamation point?
Exclamation point enter.
Why would you want to enter? You're getting the game.
No, I'm just making sure it works. That's all, you know.
Oh, it's gonna work. It's not gonna pop up with anything on the chat. It's gonna pop up over in my Nightbot. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
I'm sorry, man. Just yeah. Sorry.
Oh shit. Oh no, never mind. I'm not in the right spot anymore again.
You know, you're not gonna be because you're bad. Let's see.
Crazy how that works.
Giveaways, regulars, supporters, luck. Da.
See.
I am fetus status.
You are fetus status.
I am fetus status.
You just start chanting to yourself.
Nice.
I really want to know
Awesome.
like the origin of that name, but we can get into that later.
Oh yeah, there's a name behind it.
Yeah, that's like a must. We have to get into that. I mean, while we have everybody, you know, just joining the giveaway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Oh wait, actually, you know what? Change that. Everybody that wants to enter, just type enter into the chat. Exclamation points apparently are not working right now. Just type enter into the chat. We'll fix this.
Do this real fast, y'all. So we still get a chance. But fetus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, come on, tell us.
All right. So, how I got this name? I used to work at a pizzeria with a bunch of my friends.
No.
Let me finish the story, all right? Nothing from the peanut crowd until the peanut gallery until I'm done. Okay, so I used to work at a pizzeria with a bunch of my friends, and like a lot of you probably know, when you are working with a bunch of friends, how you basically just get through the day is having those inside jokes, stuff that makes you laugh.
Mhm.
So at the time, there was this inside joke to call someone big dog status or little dog status.
Oh gosh.
So I'm sure it goes with the name, but with big dog status, it's basically like you're top dog, you have to listen to me, and your little dog status, you have to listen to me because I'm big dog status. Also, while this is happening, again, like group of friends, you guys, if any of you play video games, you're mostly playing the same video game together. So the video game of choice was Super Smash Brothers. And you know, I've done pretty well in the Smash Brothers community in terms of competitive. So I was pretty confident in myself, as well as they were. So of course then the trash talking starts, and eventually this one night in summer, just randomly, my friend's like,
Summer nights.
he's like, you know what? Tonight's the night. Come over after work. we're gonna settle this tonight. I'm like,
Oh.
yeah. So I'm like, bring it on.
Ooh,
So
okay.
me and all of our friends, all of us who have been talking shit,
You got it.
we went over to his house and we played Smash Brothers.
Wait, what?
They all
all right.
they all took turns against me to see who would win, who would lose. And I have to say, I lost every match. Like,
Wow, they ran it on you, didn't they?
so yeah, so I was definitely put in my place, and after
There we go.
after the final person beat me, everyone was laughing, and in the middle of the laughter, my friend said, "Dude, you're not even little dog status. You're fetus status."
Fetus.
Nice. Nice.
So
Well, you gotta let me beat you sometime in Smash.
oh,
Okay.
I'm way better
We're gonna
now.
pull the first beta code giveaway entry. Okay, we're gonna roll it out. And with that being said, let's see. Subscribed since August 23rd, 2017. Sammer, thank you. You've been subscribed for a while. With that being said, you won. I want you to hit us up over on the. I'll just send it to you right now. Hold on.
Good.
We're just gonna do this right now.
Sammer's done enough.
Sammer's
Yeah,
done
and
enough.
shout out to the subs that are popping up. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are
Yeah,
awesome.
very much appreciated.
Yep.
Would you say that Sammer is probably a slammer also?
Oh
Ooh.
my.
Probably.
Interesting. Okay.
Seems like-
Make this easy. Make it discreet. Sammer, you are awesome, sweet. You are there. I'm gonna whisper to you.
Sammer.
Can we whisper to you?
Hey, little baby, let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something that you might like to hear.
Man, come on. YouTube. You're not gonna let me whisper to Sammer? Okay, Sammer. Hit me up over on Twitter. Official Twitter is linked down below. Just let me know what your Twitter account's name is, so that way I can make sure that it's you getting the code. I don't want anybody cheating the system. If you win the giveaway, you win the giveaway. Don't try to steal somebody else's code, okay? We got a lot of them here. Literally, we got a lot of them here. Now,
Long paper.
yeah, long paper. Okay, with that, we're gonna switch over to a little bit of Anthem gameplay playing in the background for you guys to watch. I hope you all enjoy that. We're gonna be talking about Anthem now. So if you have any questions, you all are going to pretty much be fueling the conversation of Anthem for this stream. So again, if you have any conversations, if you have anything, any questions, anything that you want to know about the giveaways, you know, you comment those. But we want to really talk about Anthem and focus it more towards that in the stream.
Absolutely.
I will say this. I want to first talk about the fact that Anthem, BioWare, a lot of people have been giving a lot of hate towards BioWare, and more specifically, EA. EA did a lot of stuff in the past that we really weren't happy with as a community. I get that, and a lot of people are worried about BioWare's Anthem. I will say this. BioWare did decide to tell EA, mind my language, to fuck off. They have all rights to the Anthem development, and that's why it took another year to develop the game. And they've decided to remove the microtransaction system that was previously instated into the game through EA wanting to make more money, and they said, no, we're going to have people buy the game, $60, or whichever version you're buying, and you're going to get all future DLCs for free. Okay?
By that same token, though, do you really think that Anthem, BioWare, is going to be able to keep EA out of it completely, even if this game starts to build?
If the game starts, if the game builds, then EA gets their money as a publisher, and they're not going to worry about it. As long as the community's happy and they're putting money into the game. See, the DLCs are going to be built and paid for with a microtransaction system. I know that sounds scary, but it's all cosmetics. It's kind of
so
like
similar to Fortnite.
Fortnite, another one that's really popular right now, Warframe. They all have microtransaction systems to make your characters look really cool. Okay? That's all it is. And then you look cool. Okay. Guess what? What you just purchased is now going towards the next DLC, and you're going to be getting that for free.
Yeah, and you mean that as it's going to be free even if you don't buy anything, but they are putting all those cosmetic transactions, what money they get from them, to the next upcoming DLCs. So you technically don't have to spend any kind of money for the cosmetics, but if you do, it does help.
Okay, so I mean, that's one thing that we've been hearing, and like I had a lot of people bring that up. And so I mean, the microtransaction system sounds like it'll work. I mean, it's working for Fortnite, it's working for Warframe. Why not Anthem? But I mean, I'm playing the game. I'm happy for it. I'm excited for it. But let's hope that it stays that way.
What I'm worried about is they say that it's going to be free DLC, and that's awesome. But I'm wondering the kind of, let's say, quality or the amount of DLC we're going to be getting because it's free. Like that's what worries me. Like, because okay, so like Destiny, you have to every year you need to spend like $40 to get the new expansion. And then if you want the DLCs in between the expansions, you have to spend around like $30. In like, from my experience, I kind of like that system because, well, they've also really dropped the ball on that shit before, but at least with the expansions, like the big expansions, if I have to spend an extra $40 to get all that new content for a game I already love, I really don't mind.
Well, I mean, there's the you get what you pay for, and then there's also the I don't want to pay for it, because who wants to pay that extra money for a game when I can spend it on, I don't know, peripherals or something?
Well, of course, like, if it works out where we get the same kind of, like...
Oh, where are you?
Yeah.
If we get the same kind of content that we would get, like Destiny does, where, like, maybe you get small introduction to new things to keep you motivated to play, but then every year there's a bigger expansion.
Well, the thing is, I'm not too sure that, just like you were saying, how much are you really going to get when the DLCs are free, because you're pretty much paying for all of it up front by buying the game in the first place. I'm not too sure that that's really going to last, because, Destiny is able to charge each year. But the thing that Destiny also has is PvE and PvP. Anthem does not have PvP.
Yes.
And that's a huge part that's going to be lacking. And I just don't see how this is going to be sustainable in the long run.
There's I mean, as a Destiny content creator and my time spent in both PvE and PvP, I also have found my time being spent in the past on games like Warframe. I spend a lot of hours in Warframe, and that's, yes, there's a PvP side to Warframe, but nobody plays it. Pretty much everything in Warframe is you pair up with like 3 of your friends, you go out and you farm for materials, you farm for new frames and weapons, you craft your weapons and stuff. That's, as long as there's a nice system that allows you to keep wanting to farm the game for the items that you have and have enough to farm for, and obviously dish out regular content to keep it going, I don't think there's going to be too much of an issue. There's always a community out there that's looking for PvE. I do know in Destiny, there's a split right now where there are a lot of people that want more PvP in Destiny, but then there's also a large community that's just is like, they need to stop focusing so much on PvP. I just want PvE.
Well, I mean, looking at the chat here, Info Arcade actually brought up a really good point. He was like, to be fair, EA has killed it with Battlefront 2 the past few months with a free DLC model. So, I mean, if Battlefront's able to do it, and that's Battlefront 2, and they come out with a Battlefront, what, every year, every 2 years?
Battlefront's initial launch was really bad. It was really rocky.
Actually, I'm pretty sure EA has lost the rights to the Battlefront games now, though, if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay.
But I want to bring up.
It is still, I believe, BioWare is still helping with development, aren't they?
Oh, I'm talking about Battlefront. I'm not talking about Anthem.
No. I'm talking about, like, I believe one of BioWare's studios is helping. One of BioWare's side studios is helping with development of Battlefront.
Oh, I had no idea about that.
Yeah, because BioWare's not just. So BioWare Montreal and BioWare Edmonton are the two major ones, but they've got multiple studios.
Yeah. I see. I'm glad that we are talking about the PvE and PvP because honestly, for me, when it comes to games, I don't find myself playing them very long unless they have PvP. Like, don't get me wrong, a game doesn't need to be good to have.
Your webcam's messed up. Just touch your mic.
Like, it doesn't need to have PvP to be a good game, but for me personally,
yeah,
it just has. It gives it that longevity or whatever the fuck that word is.
Longevity.
Yeah, we're there with you.
It gives it more of a lifespan. Because, like, I don't know how many times I've heard people, again, we're Destiny people, so we're gonna bring it up. Sorry. Like, when it comes to, like, Destiny, there's so many people I've heard that just leave the game and then come back, like, when a new expansion comes, and like,
I mean, we're all guilty of that, aren't we?
Well, of course, but what I'm trying to get at is, like, that moment of time where we aren't playing that game, it can be cut in half or shortened because of the PvP to it. Like, right now I don't have a lot to do in Destiny 2. Like, I have almost everything, but I am still playing because they're giving me stuff to do in PvP.
Well, the reason why they don't want to do PvP as of now is because they want to, not have to nerf and not have to cater to certain meta when it comes down to weapons and the strength of javelins and their classes. There are certain games, think of Dynasty Warriors, where you want to get into it to be overpowered. And this is a game that allows you to really work and earn that to where you can be overpowered. You can just breeze through missions. Maybe not missions that are on your level, but even missions that are on someone else's level that's lower than you. And you can still get special loot for doing such things. So this is just one of those kind of games that caters to that kind of person that wants to, just for a moment, be too much.
Well,
okay, so what this game is allowing you to be able to be overpowered, smash and kill, destroy a bunch of things, and they don't want to have to worry about nerfing something because people are tired of the Galahorn going crazy or something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but like that is awesome.
So
I mean, I kind of like
really quickly.
I kind of like having my.
So
go ahead.
Executive producer at Anthem, and for one of my favorite game industries, Dragon Age. Just want to throw it out there. Mark Dar actually made a really good point where they want to get. They want to get a grounds for how, because it's the first time they've ever actually brought in a community where you can play with multiple people, and they want to get the PvE down and fine-tuned, and they never got rid of the fact that PvP was like, they never got that out of their head. Like, they always are thinking of PvP. They just know that in the initial game release, PvP is not going to be a thing. They want to make sure the game is solid, and players have time to just play the story, learn the lore, and get what BioWare is known for, and that's storytelling. So they want to try to like make sure that that's just fine-tuned before they're like, oh hey, well now let's throw players against each other.
You mean the storytelling that made you just die at the end of Mass Effect 3 and everyone was completely upset about? or Andromeda.
Andromeda is not being brought up in this conversation. Andromeda was BioWare wasn't in charge of Andromeda's story. That's the thing. Like, that's the one thing where everybody hates on BioWare, because oh my gosh, Andromeda was so bad. But BioWare didn't write the story for Andromeda. It was EA.
Okay.
EA, what happened was EA bought the rights to Mass Effect's trilogy. BioWare wasn't planning on making another Mass Effect game. What they did was, EA's seen how good Mass Effect's trilogy was. There's a lot of fans that have been asking for it, so we're going to buy it. We're then going to force you guys to produce it, but we're going to have all creative rights, and then we're going to push this game out even though it's not ready, just so we can make money off of it. And then
that was terrible.
Yeah, it was bad.
Or that was terrible.
How can they force them to
because contracts.
Yeah, but if they buy the rights, wouldn't that mean like they just have it?
Well, they still need the original studios to put it together.
Quick question. I didn't get a chance to play the alpha when it came out, but it looks like when you're flying in Anthem, if you hit anything, you completely like lose your ability to fly and you fall to the ground. Yes.
So, Tempest Ties, thank you for the 90 bits into the chat. Thank you, everybody. Cheer.
Thank you.
With so I played the alpha. And flying around, it's designed so you have the ability to be agile, you move fast, you also have boosters and thrusters on the back of your legs that make you run a little faster. And when you're flying, the weight of your mech, so if you're a Colossus, the amount of time that you can be in the air is actually shorter. Alongside that, if you hit something, yes, you will fall to the ground. If your thrusters overheat and freeze up, you'll fall to the ground. And there's no way to counteract that. You'll just fall. If you're flying through the air, it's also designed to not be too overpowered, but still have the ability to find ways to keep flying. So any water, if you fly into a deep river or lake, or you fly underneath a waterfall, and there's waterfalls throughout the entire map, you'll be able to fly underneath those. The thrusters will cool down, and you'll have a little bit more of a duration to be able to fly around. In combat, it gives you an upper advantage to be in the air in some certain situations. There are snipers that can snipe you out of the air, so you might want to watch out for that. You still have to play as... There's still a team dynamic where if you are playing with other players, it's good to have someone with a long-range weapon to pick off snipers, so that way someone that's in the air, like, say, Storm, which has a longer duration to be in the air and is actually the only javelin in the game that has an ulti that is used from the air.
Okay.
So... And it's like... I like watching the gameplay. I really do love how this game looks, but you knew this before I even came on to the podcast. Like, I am.
Oh, I know. I told you to be the critic. You're good.
Yeah, I am not a fan. I don't like any of the Mass Effect games. Okay, I don't like Warframe. And like I'm getting kind of a sense of Warframe, like from the dude walking around. But the flying has me really interested.
Okay, I was gonna say flying doesn't interest you. Like,
yeah,
everybody loves to fly.
Yeah, the flying is cool, but what worries me is that they're saying now they don't want to make it too overpowered. So how long am I going to be able to fly when it seems like to be the coolest feature I've seen so far?
Okay, so
play the storm
to be fair, in the alpha, I was able to fly around for a very long time, as long as I was able to hit water. I can't speak too much because it's under NDA, but I will say that it feels smooth. The flight capabilities are great for a tactical advantage. There are some downfalls if you're facing off against long-range enemies that are just able to hit you from out of nowhere. You really have to pay attention to your surroundings. But overall, there are going to be modifications to your javelins that allow you to fly longer, allow you to fly faster. There's going to be upgrades in the game that allows you to be able to, you know, it's still a way to feel overpowered, but they don't want it to be, oh, if you're flying, you're going to just go through the game. They don't want it to feel like that. They want it to have a mechanic where you have to use flying every once in a while, but sometimes it's good to be on the ground.
Okay, so they made it so where flying isn't like in the old Super Nintendo Mario Brothers 3, where you knock a hole in the top of the level and you just run through it.
Correct. Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Now, if you want to fly around for days, go for it. Find a waterfall, keep flying.
yes.
If you want to move from one side of the map to the other side of the map, then you can. You just have to make sure that you keep contacting water, pay attention to your thrusters, or upgrade your javelin so you have a longer distance.
How is loot drops going to work in here? Because that's one thing I haven't seen covered.
Okay, so loot can randomly drop from enemies, can randomly drop from world events, bosses. You can complete missions and you'll get loot that way. You can... there's like different quests in the games that will give you certain loot. Random drops are a thing. So there will be legendaries that everybody wants to go for, which are going to be all the yellows. And they're going to have special perks that you wouldn't otherwise find on any other piece of gear.
Equipment, yeah.
Because you do find equipment for weapons, and you do find equipment for your javelin specifically for like abilities and stuff.
And there is no way to steal loot from one of your teammates.
No, if it drops on the ground for you, it's yours.
So
Okay.
in the chat, I think it's via Ares. That's how you say it?
Via Ares.
Ares. Via Ares. I never understood being so nitpicky about a game that you haven't even played yet.
Okay, can I?
Sure. I'll go next.
And
So
let me just go and say, right after this, it's time to put another giveaway, right?
That's true.
okay, all right. So with being so nitpicky about a game, like we're all gonna play it. We know we're gonna play it. We're gonna play the crap out of it tonight in a few hours. But it's just these are concerns that we have. I mean, I want them to make the best game I can imagine, and so there's always going to be something wrong with that because I'm not the developer. I mean, I guess that's kind of unfair, but I mean,
Unfair.
don't you want to play the best game that you ever imagined?
You have to let them know what the best game is like.
Yeah, right.
True.
So
Like
maybe they can, do it
Super
or something.
Smash. I mean, Smash Ultimate. They dropped the ball. Everybody wanted Waluigi. They better have it as a DLC.
What?
We'll pay $50 for it.
Whoa. I'm not gonna say they dropped the ball because that game is fucking amazing. I don't care what. That game literally has everything and your mama's pot roast, all right? It literally has everything.
Okay.
Besides Waluigi.
Sammer, you won the first beta code. I do have 9 beta codes left to hand out for this stream, but I was just wondering if it would be easier if we ended up putting these up on a post on Twitter and letting people get them.
What do you mean, like
Oh,
tweeting them out?
oh yeah. See,
tweeting one out at a time, and whoever is following the Anthem Community Podcast would get that notification, and then they can go and enter it.
Well, I just sent out a tweet telling people to come by and check out the podcast. We have codes.
Okay.
So
via Aries, he was talking about me because he says no one has been overly critical, but one guy about PvP and flying for some reason, the critic guy.
You are the critic guy.
But that's fine. Let me explain. I already said about the PvP because that's just what I love in games. Like, to be fair, my favorite game series of all time is BioShock, but you know, I play the game and then I don't play it for maybe a year and then I come back to it. For Destiny, I am playing that almost the whole year, as well as Call of Duty, as well as let's see, Borderlands. Oh no, Borderlands doesn't have any. Grand Theft Auto, Injustice. Like, what makes it... Of course, there are different kinds of people, but for me personally, I play a game longer if it has good PvP. And when it comes to the flying,
He's competitive nature. He does want to be able to go and collect loot like in Destiny and then go into the Crucible.
Yes.
We do spend a lot of time in the Crucible in Destiny, so I understand where he's coming from that. And it's honestly with Ryan, time will tell whether or not the game is worth. You know, he'll play through the story. He'll probably collect things that he likes, but is he going to play past, you know, the 100 hours of gameplay?
Yeah. And like why I was talking about the flying is because to me, I don't like Warframe. This to me looks kind of like a child of Warframe, and that's not entirely a bad thing because I like the art style of Warframe. I like how you can look and how the cosmetics. But what seems to change this game the most out of like other games is that you are able to fly. Of course, you know, you can think of like, oh, what makes it different is like you're a javelin.
Here's Storm's ulti. There it is. Beautiful. Have to just give a shout out to my javelin that I'm going to be using.
I'm most likely going to be using that too. But what changed this so much is the flying. And like in other games there have been, you can change your race, you have customization, you can change your class. But what makes this game different from what I've seen so far is the flying. And to limit something that makes it completely different from any other game, I don't know if I can agree with that. And like, if they're worried about it being too overpowered or like us breaking the game because of it, then they need to
Hey, Alex.
They need to address that in the game mechanic. They need to address that in the game design, because if I can break the game, then that's not okay. If it's too overpowered, that's not okay either. Like Privilege was saying, was things are going to be shooting you from the sky. If you run into a wall, you'll fall, and that's awesome. But like, put a skybox. You can put a skybox in, all right? Like, and then it will be okay for me to just fly all the time. But instead, they are limiting your experience to be able to do whatever you want because they are worried about or because they don't want to put the time into creating the game around that. Like, that's not okay.
Well,
I don't think that's okay.
Well, they did create the game around it. Flight was a very important thing, but they also, it's another dynamic. Like, let's be fair. Anything in real life can't fly forever. There comes a time when you need to go to the ground. That's with anything, jets, spaceships, anything. Like birds get tired and they have to land. Like, you can't fly forever. You are still a human. One of the Javelin pilots, a well-trained specialist from Fort Tarsus that has a Javelin exosuit. It's human made. I mean, if you're putting a lot of heat to it's cool enough that we have a suit capable of being able to do that. There's literally no suit close to being able to do what we're going to do in this game. So just to be able to be in flight for, several minutes at a time to get to one place to the next, and then, oh, hey, I have to go even longer. Let's go through this waterfall really quick and keep going. There is ways to be overpowered. It's really dependent on how much time are you going to spend in the game to get good enough to know where all the water is, or how to control your flight so you don't overheat. Because you can cool down your jets by falling. So there is a way to cool them down. If you stop thrusting while you're in the air and you're not near water, as you're falling, if you're high enough, your thrusters will cool down enough to keep going.
I mean,
that comes into are you good?
No, that doesn't come into if you're good. That I have what I'm thinking is, like, I like the idea.
Oh yeah, Iron Man status confirmed.
Okay, there we go. I was muted. I was like, what's going on? I'm trying to talk. I'm muted.
Okay.
How in the world did I do that?
Cool. Now the webcams are fixed. Congratulations, Alex.
Yeah, sorry guys. What I was trying to say is there's no way that, like, you're gonna have Iron Man. He's a freaking superhero. He runs out of power. Like, and on top of that, like, a skybox, that's realistic for you to fly and then run into a imaginary barrier. Like, you want that in a game?
Are you trying to argue about this sci-fi Iron Man game about being realistic?
Yeah, because a skybox is never realistic.
It's still, yeah. I mean, the thing is, we don't have superpowers. Okay.
Yeah,
we're flying.
It
is technically realistic. It's technology. They decided. Let's say. Well, technically, kind of the lore is really, this planet is outside of our solar system. Okay, it's a new planet where humans were able to inhabit, and Anthem was created by a inferior creation that decided to make this planet inhabitable by civilization. So now humans are here. Well, these humans have the technology, thanks to whatever this mysterious force decided to leave relics behind, that you can find throughout the game, and you can learn about
because
through.
they gave up on the creation of this planet.
Yeah, so this planet they left after creating it. They left early. They didn't fully fledge it out, so there's still monsters and stuff that's going to be out there to kill you that should have been removed from existence. But now everybody that was there has to survive. They have the technology, they have the suits, but you're still going to have to, have some limits. You can't just, we have a suit that will fly forever. That's not how they wanted the story to be directed. I know you want that because wouldn't we like to fly around like Iron Man all day, every day? But they still wanted it to have somewhat of a gameplay mechanic. If it's, I don't want to fly around forever. I feel like it would be boring if I was in the sky 100% of the time during combat, especially against a boss that wouldn't be able to hit me if I was in the sky. So there's an Ursix.
What's the point of even having maps?
So an Ursix is an enemy in the game. It was shown during the first E3 little video clip, and the Ursix is this giant ape-like creature that in the demo on E3 they flew away from it. They didn't want to show you how that gameplay was. I have been able to fight an Ursix, and it is fun, but I'm sorry, if I could just be in the sky the entire time and fight it, it's not fair for the Ursix. I want to be on the ground, and I want to have that ability to face it face to face and actually have a challenge.
Well, okay, from everything you've been describing, that's of course I do like the concept, I guess you can say, of having to control when you can or can't do things, because I love Dark Souls. And
Yo, Paul,
I like the stamina meter and having to control that. But what the stamina meter is you can't do it for a short time. You can still do the different stuff, but you just have to regulate it.
Ryan is the Jez monotone complainy guy minus the monotone.
What are you talking about?
Somebody put that in the chat.
I don't fucking know who Jez is.
The Jez is he's a Destiny content creator, man. Oof. Jez is awesome monotone complainy guy. He complains about everything, but his videos are hilarious.
Hey, you know what, Fetus? They're putting you in good company.
Hey, Tiki, thank you for the follow over on Twitch.
But also the thing what you're describing is sounds like workarounds instead of I'm able to do this, because you're saying it's in the story that we're in the future where people have been here and we're able to do this. Why aren't we in a future where we can just fly?
Oh, where everybody's warlocks and everybody can just
because
use their mana.
To be able to fly forever, you would have to have endless energy. That is physically impossible.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying flying forever. I'm saying for long periods of time.
You can fly for long periods of time in this game.
You know what? I think what we have to do is let's suspend this debate until you actually fly. You haven't flown yet.
Yeah, true. Let's save
fair.
this for another podcast episode.
That's fair.
Yeah, because right now I don't know if I'm gonna be upset with the flight or not, because I'm gonna be playing the Interceptor, and if I'm playing the Interceptor and I plan on being the fastest thing out there, and I can't fly any at all, I fly 10 seconds and then I'm back on the ground, I'm gonna be pissed, because I want to fly.
Yeah. And Colossus are really strong up close. They have the melee capabilities. They even have heavy weapons, but they're heavier. They don't get to fly as long. They
It's a lot more
do
fuel
still
for
get
that.
to fly it. But like honestly, Colossus, for their size, still gets to fly for a very long time. I've done the flight. I like it. We'll have to save this for the debate. We're gonna end this debate. Next discussion. Chat, what do you have concerns about? And for codes, yes. Comment enter into the chat for a code, guys.
Well, one other thing I was thinking of is I'm kind of like a little upset after hearing this because like I have the smallest thing out there. I have the least amount of armor on. I feel like I should be able to fly almost all the time. And I feel like the Storm shouldn't be able to have a better flight capacity over me. Like, that's not fair. Like, I'm tiny here. Give me something.
Hey, but we're in a future where we can fly, kind of.
Oh, you know what? I probably fly. I probably fly faster than everybody else. That's what it is.
Also, really quick before I do a drawing for a beta code giveaway, I just want to let everybody know in chat we are going to give away the beta codes. I'm gonna have the winners message me on Twitter. I do have our first winner over on Twitter. I will be sending you at the end of the stream the beta code, I promise, okay? So, and you'll be able to install that before the beta tomorrow. Okay,
You know,
we're gonna
this
draw.
is
We're gonna do it.
We're doing it right now.
We're gonna do it right now.
Not now, but right now.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay, Aries. Via Aries. What's up?
Oh.
Thank you. You've been chatting all stream, so congratulations.
Oh yeah.
My man, via Aries.
Yeah.
Laying the critic over here. Hey.
Like, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you like think of me as.
We're gonna roll out two, okay? Because I know a lot of you've been being patient. So, drum roll, please, everybody. Everybody.
Oh.
Everybody. There we go. Original Chronos. Congratulations.
Oh man, you're the first Chronos. What's up?
How did Zeus taste?
Make sure you guys get in contact with me. Definitely get in contact with me over on Twitter. Make sure that your Twitter account, like, you tell me your actual name. I'm writing these names down. I'm gonna keep track of them over in Nightbot as well. So if you mess up your name on Twitter chat DMs and it's not correct, you're not gonna get the code because I might think you're a fake.
Okay, the Pumpkin 601.
No.
I completely disagree with that. I have strong opinions, but I really think a lot of people will side with me on this. Why can't I ninja loot my boys bling bling? Because your boy got that bling bling. What? Why do you want to steal from your boys? I'm blocking you. You're never playing with me. I don't want to get a legendary piece of gear and you're over there teabagging my loot. Like, you're that type of person we can't play Black Ops with. You'll take my level 3 chest armor, and I'll just be stuck out in the field.
Never fucking play with privilege then.
See, no. I just have RNG to the point where it's like, hey, here's this.
I have learned playing with this dude that I am not gonna go into the same house as him at all. Because he's not
that's
gonna
why
share.
That's why we fly to places with a lot of loot now, because if we go to a place with like one building, I've landed and I already have everything.
Well, because you don't know how to share. Let me have a long
no.
gun.
See, the difference is I don't know how to share with you.
No, he's privileged. He's privileged.
No, to go back with that loot, do not think that you can sabotage your boys on your team by just leading them away from the loot, because the loot's going to be delivered to them at the fort at the end.
Oh, okay.
So like the postmaster of Destiny.
So even if you just go up in there, slay everything, go away, the loot's coming to you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about picking up loot. Okay, storage. I want to know how storage works because that seems to be like a really big thing for me because
So in the
I collect
alpha,
a lot of crap.
in the alpha, there didn't seem to be a limit on storage.
Okay.
Like if you picked up stuff, you had it.
That's amazing.
I don't know how that will work in the beta tomorrow.
What do you mean?
Right, because one of the things to think about is the weight of each thing.
Well, no. So what happens is you have Fort Tarsis. This is known as the hub. Also, really quick, actually, BioWare just announced Mark Dara. I was talking to him yesterday about it in Twitter. Mark Dara actually mentioned that the hub in Fort Tarsis is actually going to be a social space. They weren't going to have a social space before, but now there's a social space and it can house up to 16 players. So you will be able to meet other players in the world. You're just going to have to go back to the hub, which is Fort Tarsis. You're going to, load up with your gear. It's kind of like, think of the tower in Destiny. And like you go to your vault, you grab the stuff that you want for the next loadout, for the next mission, and then you head off. You're only going to be able to carry so much with you at a time, but I believe you can have an infinite number of items that you can pick and choose from.
Okay.
So you'll have your loadout, whatever you like using. You go and load up with that. You like a specific javelin with certain things. You have that all set up. You have that loaded out. You walk up to where you select your javelins. You get into the javelin that you want, and there you go. You're good to go. You fly out to your next mission. But yeah, no, I honestly don't think there's a limit to your inventory. I haven't seen anything on that.
Which is literally the best thing I've heard yet.
Because there's a limit to the flight.
Hey, Ryan, there isn't a limit to your inventory in Warframe. You want to play Warframe later?
Yeah, but Warframe is fucking awful.
Oh.
Ooh, man, I just saw like 5 people leave our chat.
I can at another given time, if you want me to explain my opinions on different things, go to my YouTube, comment on a video saying, why you complain all the time about my favorite game? And I'll be like, okay, well, here's a video why.
You guys are giving him ammo. So I'm looking at the gameplay, and one thing that does really stand out to me is I kind of was pissed off with Destiny because they give you all this gear, they give you all these shaders and crap, but you can't see it. It's for everybody else.
Here, we'll take a look at a little bit more gameplay right here. Okay.
So before we get too much off topic, so with the loadouts, can I have multiple of the same kind of javelin? Like.
Now, pay attention. Pay attention. This is Storm and Storm's flight. Okay. Gameplay. Okay. Just for you to have a little note of Storm a little bit, but continue on with your conversation.
My favorite one is was Demo Player X, because you could tell how edgy he was with that X in his name.
Jeez.
So this is Storm.
Yes.
Okay.
So much fun. So in underwater, the boosters have turned down all the way.
So how do you know how long you can fly for?
So there is a meter, and you can also pay attention to your boosters themselves. They'll turn red.
Where's the meter?
So look at the meter, the yellow. You see the yellow? Well, not the yellow. The white bar that's starting to grow.
Okay.
That.
I mean, that's a pretty decent flight pattern. I mean,
yeah.
flight.
And see how it went down?
Oh yeah, don't, dude. Like I said, the flying looks literally like the coolest thing that changed this from any other game, and
Oh,
that's
and
what
and each one, see, Storm has like this teleportation thing where Storm can burst through the air, which doesn't take up any additional energy.
Yeah, that's fucking
Um,
cool.
But yeah, no, like I really love Storm. So far, Storm personally my favorite. I haven't been able to play with every one of the javelins, but Storm and the Colossus are the two that I've been able to use, and I really liked it. Now, there is a warning to you. In the beta, you're only allowed to pick 2 javelins, guys.
That's in the beta.
And in the beta, for everyone that ends up winning our beta codes, you're put in the middle of the game, in the middle of the story, with just a few missions and things to do, but you have you have a pretty decent chunk of the map to play around with, but you don't get to explore the entire map. Just letting you know
what
that.
happened? I thought this was like you got a chance to save your progress and everything you did.
No, not yet. No. That's gonna be February 13th or 14th.
My heart.
Oh,
My heart.
yeah. I'm sorry. You can't.
So
I need some milk.
I need some milk. Hey,
this-
Master, thank you for the follow.
So
Hey guys, if you're in chat, say hi. My bad. Go ahead.
so with this beta, how long would you say gameplay hours is it giving us?
See, that's unknown. I will say this. From what I've heard from say just Bife, okay? From what I've heard from Bife, more console and Willis, what they were able to experience and play over at BioWare, there's going to be a decent amount that you can do, and you can constantly keep playing. There isn't like a time when you are done with the content they give you. There's nothing left to do. You can still explore the world. You can kill enemies. You can do the events that they allow you to do, the world events, over and over again, and you can farm for new items and stuff that you can use.
That you are not saving. So why would I want to do that?
You're just
I'm going to, so I can make videos to let everybody know how everything works.
That's fair.
a peek to see how you like all that flying that you want to do.
I want to see what weapons I'm going to farm and grind for when the full game releases, because if I find something that's like really OP, I'm going for that.
Oh yeah,
All
I don't
right,
want
guys,
to.
and you can definitely save your loadouts as far as your javelins go. So
You
can't,
mean during the beta or?
No, I'm saying in general.
Oh, okay. In general, okay. All right, cool. I'm thinking that this does hurt that I can't I thought I was gonna be able to save progress up until a few minutes ago.
No,
But
sorry.
to be able to get 2 javelins to go through and work with, I'm kind of thinking the Interceptor and Storm, because I'll never play Colossal.
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do Storm definitely, but I feel like we should kind of work together as our podcast team, and at least get gameplay recording of all 4, so we can all talk about it. Because I know everybody's gonna want to see, especially the ones that can't get the beta and are watching us now. They're gonna definitely want to see on our channels and our social feeds, especially on the Anthem Community Podcast's Twitter. They're going to want to see like the gameplay of all 4 and, what's this one good for? What's that one good for?
Oh, well, wonderful people. We will have it for you.
Oh, yes.
We will have it for you. But for
yes.
this demo, Slow-Mo in the chat is saying you'll only be able to play with the Ranger.
So, Pumpkin, melee class. Okay, so really quick, Colossus is really good for close-up tanky damage. You can get right up close and personal and do melee damage that way. If you want something a little bit more agile, you can turn an Interceptor into a melee javelin. And if you want to do melee with something that is overall good with anything, the Why can't I remember the name? The
Colossus?
No, Colossus, Interceptor,
Interceptor.
Storm. What's the other one? What's the fourth one?
Ranger?
Ranger is actually good with anything. The only thing that the Ranger can't do is wield heavy weapons. Colossus is the only one that can wield heavy weapons.
Okay, so I imagine there's things that each class can't do. So me finding a heavy weapon as a interceptor doesn't mean anything, basically.
Correct.
Well, I can keep it, but I can't use it unless I go and turn into Colossus.
Correct.
Okay, so my thing is, do they have any like armor or weapons that boost agility or stamina or strength? Because ultimately,
there are statuses on your characters and what they are good with, what they aren't good with, and all of that's upgradable. So, like, for example, Interceptor, what you want to be running, in the late game, can be maxed out to the point where you could just be a melee specialist, and you could move really fast. You get up close and personal, and you could use melee abilities, and you could also use melee weapons to be able to do a lot of damage. Or you can go the entirely separate route and put different equipment on, and you could end up being a fast-moving sniper and just stay far away from enemies, but you could snipe them from a distance and then move to the next location really quickly so you can snipe the next one while your team's moving in the air or on the ground.
Okay, well, I'm gonna be a dodge tank. I already got that written out. So
Okay, well, yeah. So I mean, there's different stats on all the javelins starting out, and stats overall in the end game are going to change significantly as well. We're going to be playing in mid game, so we're going to get a feel for that somewhat when we're switching and loading out. But we're not going to be able to see like how weak our characters are in the very beginning.
okay, yeah. I mean, it's probably gonna be mad hard for me to grind up at the beginning, because anytime I get some points, I'm probably gonna throw them all into agility and just be the quickest thing out there. So this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Maybe it doesn't show, but I actually am excited for this game.
Look at that! Look at that storm sniping! Storm sniping from the air. Storm is sniping from the air. Beautiful. Love it.
Like the thing is like you have to think of like being critical as like okay, let's say your favorite football team is losing.
Oh, man.
You're getting pissed off. You're like, "What are you doing?" Or you yell at the ref. Like,
or you throw your hat to the ground.
You're complaining because you care.
Okay, so Tempest Ties.
You care?
I want this game to be good. I want all games to be good.
Okay.
It's just
Tempest Ties brings up what are the missions going to be like. So far we have had a little bit of information on missions and what they're going to consist of. One being your normal story missions, kind of progressing through the story, cutscenes and stuff like that. And then there's going to be world missions as well. These are more interactive on whatever players are like in the area, or if you're paired up with your 3 Fire team members, then you just go and do it. This world event is for example, there's going to be something that forms that you have to protect, and your teammates have to protect the point, and then one of your teammates might have to go off, maybe the interceptor because it's the fastest, and has to go and shoot like certain points around this event. Now, there are times where 2 world events or 2 events will appear at the same time, and you have to juggle both events at the same time, and it just makes the difficult go up. And say the interceptor's going around hitting all these points, you're protecting the main point, and then another event forms, increases the difficulty, and you have to destroy something or a boss. Now, those are what world events are going to work like. Now, I have played world events. They're interesting. I do feel like the normal world events where you're just killing a boss is going to feel something like a public event in Destiny, where over time, if they don't create a farming aspect to it, it's going to get boring. Right now, it's not boring, but I feel like after a couple times going through and say you've leveled up your character and you're just, there's nothing from those events, that would be boring. As long as they make a farming aspect to it, though, I'd be okay. Next up would be little missions throughout the map that are just going to have specific tasks, and then there's something even bigger where it's not directly correlated to the story, but there's going to be these events that are just like really they're really intense. It takes you and your team to do it, and it is possible to solo, but if you solo it, you would be one of the top tier players. There's going to be a diversity for pretty much everything.
Okay, so you're saying me as a dodge tank soloing stuff is what everybody wants to see. All right, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay, you can do it.
I'm sorry. I love what original Kronos just said. He says it's WoW without the gear or sub race and less content.
Let's see. It's crazy. A lot of people are bashing this on YouTube. EA's hiding something. How do you feel about it? I don't think EA's hiding anything, because BioWare has taken a stand to pretty much tell everything about it. Mark Dara is really good. You can literally go, if you have a question about the game and it doesn't ruin the story for people, Mark Dara most likely will respond back to you and tweet back at you saying, oh yeah, it's this. They did that yesterday in the conversation where Mark Dara made a comment about social hubs. Somebody commented, is there going to be a social hub? Mark Dara then responded, yes. And then I was like, okay, well, how many people can be in a social hub? And he told me 16. So he's really good with responding back, not only to the creators, but also to random people in the conversation. So I really don't feel like there's anything being hidden.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I don't know. It's everyone always wants to make a conspiracy theory out of something when really it's just they don't want to tell you yet because the game isn't out yet.
I completely understand. I mean, it's EA. I don't trust EA either. But I was a huge fan of the original BioWare, and I have taken the time to speak to a couple of them at 2 E3s that I went to, and they seem like good people. And I mean, I love Mass Effect. I know that it's not for everyone. I know that Fetus Status doesn't like it, but I personally did like the story. Yes, the ending of Mass Effect 3 was a little bit because the way they ended the story, but then again, that's just the way they wanted to end their story. And then EA decides to, oh, hey, we're going to buy it and we're going to bring it back. Like, no, you shouldn't have done that. That shouldn't have happened. Andromeda should not have been created.
This is looking at Anthem. This is a beautiful game. Like, you look at it and you get a chance to see the color, the little small details, like when one of the javelins take off the ground, like you see the ground break and the dust pops up, and all that stuff is neat stuff that a lot of people just overlook. Like they have the light shining off of the capes and stuff, and the shadows are amazing. I mean, anybody who does graphic designs or works in ZBrush will look at this and, you can see the time and effort they put into it.
I'm sorry, did you see they were in the water, and as they were coming up, like, there was, like, how it would look like if you were actually underwater looking up at the greenery? That was so cool.
Yeah, that's and then when they even pop up out of the water, you see little water droplets fall off of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is a really beautiful game, and I mean, it's even if you don't like some of the game mechanics, like it's gonna be hard to stay away from this game. This game, the graphics on it looks like almost like Horizon Dawn, like at least I would put it there.
So we're gonna give away.
Played.
We're gonna, dude. Actually, the graphics, Horizon Zero Dawn. Honestly.
Yeah.
That I'm still playing that game. That game is breathtaking.
And that doesn't have PvP. Just want to throw it out there.
Oh gosh, you just shot yourself in the foot, Phoenix.
Oh no!
Oh.
No! What I said to begin with is that PvP does not make a game good. It fuels him to want to keep playing it. He wants. Yeah.
He's hoping that Anthem is good enough with or without PvP to just want to keep playing it.
Yes.
Okay. With that being said, we're going to do a giveaway. So again, everybody that's new in stream, everybody that's jumping in, comment, enter into the chat. We'll be drawing a winner. With that being said, though, I do have something to mention. Anyone that's jumping into the stream that just wants to see a little bit of Anthem and join the conversation, and you're showing some interest, I'm not telling you to go out and pre-order Anthem and buy it. If you win a beta code today, awesome. If you decide that you didn't win a beta code and now you got to go and pre-order it all of a sudden, no, you don't have to do that. We are the content creators here. We're trying to get the information out to you. That's why we wanted to create a community podcast, so you all have that information. You can learn about the game and then make your judgment, should I buy it? I'm not partnered or affiliated with BioWare or EA, and I'm never going to tell you, oh, you need to go and buy this. So just enjoy the conversation, and then if you feel like you want to be a part of the actual game experience, then go out and get it.
Yeah, and to be honest, like, I feel like all of us, when it comes to, even if, say, EA or BioWare comes to us and says, hey, we'd want you to come play this, we want you to play this game and promote this game, we're going to tell you our honest thoughts. Like, we're going to tell you if we love it, we're going to tell you if we hate it. And, like, that's why I'm excited to have this like weekly podcast, because you can definitely have our thoughts from week to week. And if it's a slow week, we're definitely going to tell you it's a slow week.
So really quickly, again, you can't win double beta codes. If you won a beta code, that's yours. If you win again, you're not going to get a second one. But right now we have Via Ares and Sammer that won beta codes along with Original. Original Kronos did just message me saying to give it to Alejandro. So congratulations, Alejandro. Message me over on Twitter. Original is giving you his beta code. So there you go.
Nice.
So, you know, thanks for being nice to each other in chat. You guys are awesome. We're going to roll out another winner, two winners. What's up?
What if a winner doesn't have a Twitter? That was the question.
So if a winner doesn't have a Twitter, you got two options.
A winner Twitter?
You got two options, okay?
Create one?
You can create a Twitter. Actually, you got three options. You can create a Twitter, or you can message me on Instagram, or you can DM me on Twitch.
There you go.
There you go.
Here to help.
There's multiple ways, or you can go to info@violentprivilege.com and email me.
4 ways.
Yeah, there's 4 ways. You'll get it. I will see it. I will check all social medias for messages and make sure that you get them. So, okay, we're rolling it out. Everybody's got enter into the chat.
Is it drum roll time?
Rolling it out. Okay, Privilege Mountain. Hey, bud, you've been subscribed for a long time. Cool. Congratulations, dude. We're gonna roll out another one.
I'd like to point out that Privilege said he's pulling it out.
Oh, yeah, we're pulling it out. And Space Cow. Oh, my. It's my little alien buddy. What's up,
Well,
dude?
I was about to say that sounds pretty.
Yo, Space Cow. Dude, this guy is always in stream. Not even lying. This guy is literally always in stream.
I was always count on Space Cow.
He's like, oh, I want to give it up for Space Cow for being such a loyal fan over on Violent Privilege. He was literally our first actual follower over on the original community podcast Twitter. Just want to throw it out there.
Oh, thank you.
This dude is fantastic.
All right. You know what that means, man. That means you got to twerk for us. Send us a video.
Oh, boy. Not okay.
Preferably in snow pants. Don't ask why.
Dude, no. Snow pants, and I also need a coconut top bikini. Let me see this. Oh, yeah, and just for good measure, you need to be wearing a Technisport hat and dumping the brand new Battle Juice Pineapple G Fuel on you, and then saying Pina Colada. There, boom. I need this to be a video right now. Make the video.
Oh gosh.
Sponsored by Technisport, you guys can actually win a chair through our community podcast partnership by typing in !Anthem and entering the giveaway through the link that will pop up because of Nightbot.
Enter that giveaway. Let's do it.
Thank you. You'll actually, so all those entries into the giveaway are helping the community podcast. So if you guys are viewing it already and having a good time, you might even already have a couple of the things that you need to do done. So,
Yo, Info Arcade's like, yeah, I don't want to do Techni that way. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice. Okay, and you know, just to throw it out there, the whole chair giveaway sponsor, I just gotta say they're like super comfortable. Want to throw it out there, so you might want to enter.
Let Techni take care of your butt. They're amazing.
Dude, let Techni take care of my back.
Oh, yeah, I seriously am so excited to get mine. I've had this chair. Look at this. I've had this
Walmart office chair.
Basically, I've had this chair for like.
What are those?
7 years.
What are those?
Because I'm a poor boy, and it's like Technisport is so generous to be able to be sending me a chair, and like finally I'm not gonna be over like this.
Okay, I wanna get some conversation going because we've been talking a little bit more about Interceptor and Storm.
Okay.
Let's talk about Interceptor real quick and its shoulder charge ability that it has.
Yes.
Because I want to just bring in my little homage of Destiny into this game.
It does have a stun at the end of the shoulder charge, right?
It does.
Yes.
So what it does is it takes out a big barricade shield and rams the dude.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. It's glorious. I love it.
Just know, that's my dodge tank. Don't mess with it.
Oh, I don't know if I can agree to that because I'm seeing that it has glaives and have you guys ever played a game called Dark Sector?
Dude, that was the original. Dark Sector was the original Warframe. Made by Digital Extremes. Yes, it was Project. Okay,
Eat it.
Warframe. Warframe was Project Dark Sector originally. Warframe didn't come out until later because they couldn't get a developer partnership with any people that were going to publish it. That's why Warframe's published by Digital Extremes themselves, because they couldn't get someone to publish the idea. And Dark Sector's project ended up turning into the original Dark Sector that then was published because, that's what the publishers wanted.
I have another question then. What went wrong?
Dark Sector. So
Make Dark Sector 2.
Dark Sector didn't go good.
I know it didn't. It came out at the same time as another popular game, and that was so fun. And then
that's why the glaive, the little spinny knife in Dark Sector, is the exact same one that Excalibur uses in Warframe.
Dude, no, that's the only thing I like about the game.
You're taking L's.
You know, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know like what podcast you're watching. I'm not seeing any L's.
Let's get L's in the chat, please. L's in the chat.
For what?
L's in the chat.
You didn't prove me wrong.
Hey man,
I said Dark Sector was a good game.
Okay.
And then what the hell went wrong when it came to Warframe?
Nothing went wrong. Everything went right. What are you talking about?
Okay, let me play 10 hours of the game and not even get to the fun part yet.
Hold on. Let me just go over on Twitch. Let me just go over on Twitch really quick and toxic.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we do have emotes now live over on the Twitch side. So if you want to subscribe for $5 a month or free with Twitch Prime, you can actually sign up for a free month of Amazon Prime, which will link to your Twitch account. You can actually subscribe to us. All that money is going to go to benefiting the community podcast and growing this endeavor that we have started up this week. So, greatly appreciated. We do have emotes that you guys can start using. Info Arcade's currently using them. There you go. Nice.
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 So for this, for the next segment, I want to turn it over to Kudos and Paw, because me and Privilege has been stealing the spotlight a little bit too.
What do you mean? I got all the spotlight. What do y'all want to talk about?
They're just looking good. See, there's something about those two that they just don't need to talk.
Well, Via Aries is even saying like, my guys Kudos and Paul aren't talking much, and I agree.
Okay, we need Paul. We need Paul to talk. Paul has talked the least in this, so let's go.
Yeah, come on, Paul.
Hi, I'm Paul.
So... All right, so with this game, there's many different things that we can talk about. I mean, be it the javelins, be it the elements, and how the elements can come together for special combo points. We haven't talked about that at all, so why don't we go ahead and start talking about it? The different elements that we know are going to be here.
Good point. Okay, so there are 3 current known elements of damage. They're not really named. Really, it's we're just gonna go off with electricity. We've got fire, and then I believe the other one would be like wind or earth is what I'm going to want to just say right now.
That sounds a whole lot like Arc, Solar, and Void.
It's not though. It's not though, because Void. I don't even know what Void is, but I mean,
it's the absence of something. I don't know.
Well, but there's no absence with this ability.
Okay, so arc and lightning or electricity sound a whole lot alike. In solar and what did you say? Fire?
Yeah.
Fire.
I mean, come on. What is the sun?
Well, I'm pretty sure well, for right now, even about the Interceptor, it says it has venom bombs, as well as in the gameplay I was watching on the stream, what's the flying guy's name?
Storm. All of them fly, but Storm has more aerial abilities.
Storm is said for the element choices, one of them was poison.
So it's not necessarily poison. There are poison abilities.
There's just elements and abilities.
Yeah, I mean abilities in general. So, dude, let's talk about how many grenades are in this game for a second. Like, there's a lot of grenades.
And there's
That's
still
gonna
gonna
make-
be that one guy in the raid telling you to only use this one grenade.
Probably. So there are frag grenades. Okay, it does a wide radius of damage. There are sticky grenades.
Do they one shot?
I don't think.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I don't. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. They do an immense amount of damage to one target. Then there is a poison smoke grenade that will just create a area of poison damage that'll damage enemies over time. There was the frost grenade. Let's couple that with Storm's abilities for a second. So you can freeze a group of enemies with a frost grenade, and then couple that. So Storm throws a frost grenade for a second. Let's just throw that out there. Also, by the way, I would just like to note that that's not actually possible. But if you could get grenades on Storm, I'd be super excited. You throw a frost grenade and then freeze an entire group, and you're in the air, and you just decide to use your ult and unleash Thor's devastation upon the world. Oh my, it would be so great. They wouldn't be able to move, they wouldn't be able to escape. You know you wouldn't miss, and everybody would die. But right now, I think the only javelin that actually can really use grenades is going to be Ranger. So yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Right.
Why is that?
So they wanted to create a diverse gameplay mechanic, giving certain abilities specifically to certain javelins. That way people need to decide and load out their teams respectively to what the mission is going to cater to. So if you need someone with grenades, you obviously would want to have one of your teammates jump on Ranger. On top of that, Ranger is supposed to be the beginning javelin. Everyone starts off when the full game releases with Ranger. Later on through the story, you're going to unlock Colossus, Interceptor, and Storm. Now,
I don't wanna.
now,
Privilege Mountain, yes, you did win. He didn't miss it, right?
no,
Like,
he didn't miss it. You can still message
Yeah.
me. Message me on
That's
Twitter.
what
Message me on Twitter. All right.
That's what I
Or
thought.
on Insta,
Or
or
on email.
on Twitch, or on email.
Make sure you send him your social security number,
No,
your PIN to
let's-
your
let's-
credit card,
Let's
Yeah,
not.
we need all that.
and
Your whole life.
yeah,
Oh my.
Send message your whole life.
send a copy of your birth certificate.
Yo, info, thank you for the host and Alien, Rum, Dark Chaos, and everybody else is following. Holy cow. Hey, thank you guys so much for the follows. Okay.
Thank you all very much. Now,
So-
it is very important to pretty much chain up elemental attacks, using different javelins with the different abilities, Ranger with the grenades and Storm with straight up elemental.
Yeah, so what I was
Fiery
trying to really talk about was like certain situations. Say you're trying to do like an immense amount of damage to a big group of enemies, and
Right.
Storm is up in the air, posted and ready. Say Storm's got a sniper rifle
Yep.
out and is sniping the enemies to weaken them, and then you've got the ability to throw a frost grenade. Okay, so Ranger comes in, throws a frost grenade. Anything that's frozen, the electricity damage is supposed to do more. So that's why I'm saying
Yes.
Storm couples the ult with a big group of enemies that are just frozen still is a fantastic idea. And that
Just like
creates a brand new
combination
gameplay dynamic where your teammates are going to be using their abilities coupled with your own, and you're going to then do damage. And a lot of people don't know this. It's called a combo attack. Now, the combo will rack up on the
Combo.
screen, and it will do more damage. It'll show you a ton of numbers, and the damage numbers are going to increase as the combos are dished out. So let's say we combo that differently,
cool.
and we're using like all 4 teammates, and we've got a really good team. We're strategizing, we're communicating together, and say we're facing a boss. So what you could do is you could use the, say, Colossus for Kudos over there, and he fires his mortar. Okay, because you can equip a mortar on the back of a Colossus javelin, and you can shoot a mortar attack. That would be your ult. So you shoot a whole bunch of mortar missiles. That's going to be fire damage, but then you couple that really quickly with a grenade, like a toxic grenade, and then storms up in the air and fires down the ult. All of a sudden, you've got 3 different attacks going on, and every single hit is going to turn into a combo attack. And as long as all 3 of you are doing damage at the same time, you're going to do a lot more damage.
That's right.
That is actually really cool. That's cool.
So it creates a different dynamic, because especially like, say the one mission that I was mentioning and commenting about that nobody's been able to play yet, by the way, where you are recommended to have 4 players, you and 3 other people. To complete it, because it's supposed to be really hard. Let's just think of it as like a small raid of some sort. I have no idea what this is. They haven't really mentioned about it. They've just been hyping it up a little bit. And you go in there. Now they said
like a dungeon.
Yeah, think of it as like a dungeon. So you go in there, and all we really know is it's going to be a really difficult mission, and you can solo it, but it's not recommended. Mark Dara literally even said, yeah, you could solo it, but it's not recommended. And he made a couple more statements about it, about how it would be like pretty much impossible. He didn't say impossible, but he pretty much told everybody it'd be impossible. So
impossible just means that I have to do it first.
Yeah, I was about to say,
right.
I gotta solo that shit right away.
Exactly. So now you go in there with four members. If you're comboing all of your attacks and you're actually coordinating with a team, you should be able to dish out a really good amount of damage. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be like a really massive, hard to beat boss at the end. And obviously you're going to have to direct your team. Some people are going to have to be flying around the boss. Some people might have to be on the ground. Some person might have to be way off in the back sniping. And, you know, it's just one of those things. You have to coordinate your team, and
so
it's good.
This brings a beautiful team dynamic, because this is like formations that you can form, that you can practice.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, my thing is, right, I'm with the whole dodge thing that I keep going back to. Like, do you really need all that if they can't hit you? It's just gonna take longer.
I want to see you get good enough at dodging every bit of damage possible. I want to see this.
Oh yeah, you can't kill me if you can't hit me. Let's do it.
Everybody go and follow Kudos over on Twitch and Mixer, so you can watch his live streams as he fails miserably. Hey, you big guy, get over here. Oh, dodge. All of a sudden, the next attack comes down, smacks him, flies him into a wall.
Blades, as long as they don't have an area of effect spell, I'm good.
If we're talking about streams, I plan on streaming this almost all weekend, and I want to try and get to each javelin. That's my plan. I want to try each one.
Right.
You only get 2.
Oh, you only get 2.
Why can't you just delete them and start a new one?
Because you're going to start with Ranger.
You only got 1 beta.
And so you only got 1 to really choose from. And I'm not sure if that second javelin is like a set javelin.
Now remember, we technically do have 2 betas. We have this VIP closed beta right now. There will be a beta open to everyone to play Anthem later on, over on February, I believe, 3rd. Let's see.
Well, I just thought it would be more.
Oh yeah.
It would be like.
So this weekend we have the VIP closed demo. Next weekend we have the open beta to everybody. So you can just download Anthem, and you can actually download the demo. It's just if your EA account doesn't have access to it, you won't be able to play the VIP, but you can download it right now on Origin's website. Through Origin's client, you can download the game now. You can download Anthem on PlayStation and on Xbox and preload that. It's just you have to sign into your EA account, and if it doesn't have access for this weekend, you won't get in. But you will be able to use that download this week for next week. So there you go. I'm going to really quickly do another beta code giveaway. We're going to give away 2 more. This is the last 2 for the stream.
Yeah, no, what I was saying before is I thought it would be kind of like a Destiny thing where you can delete that character and then try another class, aka another javelin.
Okay, everybody, comment enter into the chat to enter in for the beta code giveaway. We're going to give away 2 more codes right now. VIP is not open now. Everybody asking if they can get the giveaway. If you want a beta code, comment enter into the chat. We're going to give away 2 more codes on stream. We're going to give away 3 final codes away over on our official Twitter.
And if you're talking about the giveaway for from TechniSport, that is
!Anthem.
Yes. And that won't be drawn for another month.
So you have time to enter. You have time to tell your friends so that they can enter and tell them that they owe you the chair if they win.
Yeah, there you go.
Like in my video, I tell people, I'm like, share this chair. I want you to win this chair. I want someone you know to win this chair.
Right.
Chair.
Like I have tried the TechniSport gaming chairs, and they are super.
I'm trying it right now.
Yo, I'm
So
trying
far,
it
let's say for a
right
long
now.
piece of time.
It is good.
So good.
So
Oh
good.
yeah, they are. They are. I recommend everybody have to. Just saying.
Okay, pulling it. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh, what? That thing?
Alejandro, you already got one.
Alejandro.
That doesn't count. You already got one. Somebody gave you their code.
Alejandro, you cheater.
Okay, we're gonna roll.
The system, bro.
I don't know how, man. You would have won a code anyway. What the heck?
Just give it back to
There
the
we
dude
go.
that gave.
Rising Star Gaming. There you go, buddy. Make sure that you either DM me over on Instagram or Twitter, or you can email me, or you can get into my Twitter DMs. Twitch DMs.
Which, yeah.
Okay. Rolling in another one.
I'm the only one that's doing this right now.
The only one.
Oh,
I talk too much, but I got spirit, yo.
Okay. Cody Cook. Okay. I don't know what you're doing, but you need to stop breaking stuff.
All right.
I was doing the drum roll.
Wait, Donkey Kong, chill out.
Cody Cook has won the giveaway again. I'm gonna give you guys probably a few hours to respond to me. If you guys don't get the giveaways, well, if you don't go to claim them, then I'll just end up posting them as extra giveaways over on the official Twitter for the podcast. If you don't know, what the official Twitter for the podcast is, I'm going to actually go and comment the @ for that right now. It's just @live_ACP. Make sure you go and follow us there.
He's a musician. Thank you. See, he gets me.
Well, somebody does.
Yeah, at least somebody does. Okay, and then again, we have, if I DM'd you on both Twitter and Instagram, awesome. Did I win Anthem? Yes, beta code. You got a beta code, Rising. Just make sure that you go and DM me on Twitter, Instagram, email me, or DM me on Twitch.
You gotta slide in these DMs.
Yeah.
You didn't win the full game. It's beta codes.
Yeah, beta codes. All the
Beta
betas. Beta codes,
Which
beta
is
codes, beta codes.
basically like the full game for tonight, because you can
Right.
play tonight,
Right.
but you can't play.
Everybody that's watching too that won a beta code, you're gonna enter that on EA's website underneath Anthem. You're going to want to sign up with EA's website. You're going to use the beta code. It'll then grant that account access, and then you can play the beta on whatever platform you want. You just got to go and download it on the platform. Okay, back to the podcast really quick. Everybody that's following, thank you guys so much. Wow, there's a lot of screaming ghosts on the screen right now. Gamathews, thank you. Kalikura, thank you. It's Cloaked, thank you. J56, Eddie, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so
What's the PvP guys channel? I am Fetus Status.
yeah, that's Fetus status. Okay.
You see, you're gonna hear all this, and then you're gonna go to my channel, and it's just gonna be me laughing, and you'll be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Right. There's no quality PvP gameplay here. Who's this?
I wouldn't say there's no quality PvP content,
A
okay?
lot of raging content. That's
Oh,
what
Uh,
I just got a follower. Look at that.
Hey.
Thank
So
you,
we
thank
are we are going to just to close this up. We want to keep the conversation going, but podcasts have to end eventually. I want to keep the conversation going on Anthem. Any updates, any more news and information that comes out for it, and also after release. This podcast is supposed to be a continual thing, and we're going to do at least one episode a week. Make sure that you're following us again on the official community podcast Twitter, and if you're following it on my Twitter, you'll get that information that way as well. But everything revolving around this podcast is going to be over on the podcast Twitter account, and we're going to again be coming up with a time where we're going to be doing this every week, and we're going to try to make it the same time every single week.
And guys, do not forget all this stuff that we're doing here.
Hey, another VIP code giveaway. Yo,
Hey.
Fry, thank you for dropping in a code into the chat for people to go and use. Nice.
Oh,
good
nice.
person.
Thank you. Don't forget, guys, that this podcast wouldn't have been made possible without Technisport, without all four of us, getting together and talking about this game that we want to be good, and we want it to be the best it can be. So to help all four of us, it would be so appreciated to follow us on our social medias or our Twitches or our YouTubes. It really helps a lot. And even if you're just the lurkin type, because I know I am for some YouTubers.
Dude, just jumping into the stream. If you don't like commenting in chat, I mean, commenting helps, yes. But if you're just watching, that's fine too.
That's
that helps.
Cool too. We'll
Yeah.
take that. And also,
Discrimination.
yeah, not everybody has to talk. If you just want to come and hang out with us, look at these beautiful faces, we're here for you. That's what we're here for. Also, if you want a Technique Sport Chair, you can use code ACP, Anthem Community Podcast, for 10% off at TechniqueSportUSA.com. That's 10% off of anything at the site. Check out the chairs. You won't be disappointed. Also, 3% goes to charities for any chair that you buy. #ad.
There you go. Nice. All that is also going to be proceeds generated to helping just grow this community podcast. So, just want you all to know that. Okay. Easiest way to find all of our social medias is by entering into that chair giveaway. Just wanted to throw that out there. So comment !Anthem into the chat, enter into that chair giveaway. But for right now, it has been fantastic. I think we're going to see you all in the next podcast.
All right. And you know what? We're going to try to get a dope outro video for you guys.
Oh, yeah. We got something. Don't worry about that.